Welcome back. Appreciate you guys checking out my channel. Wanted to show a couple of different movies than the last video that I did. Here you can actually see most of my collection. This is all the DVDs, the 3D ones, the 3D Blu-rays, the 4Ks, the DVDs, and this shelf right here actually flips around, so there's shelves just like this on the opposite side that have even more movies. But what I wanted to do was go over a certain director that I had a couple of them that I figured I'd just get all the ones that I have. So I wanted to go over George Romero's work. And since I mentioned this one in the last video, ended up mentioning the Night of Living Dead remake. I didn't mention that this stars Tony Todd, also known from Candyman. He's also in The Crow. He's been in several different other things, of course, Final Destination. But this is actually one of the best performances for him that I've seen. And it's actually, he does a really, really great job of that same original character from the original, but he kind of does his own thing a little bit, and I really like the performance that he gives in this one. And the female actress too, it's an amazing transformation that you watch her go from the innocent Barbara, who's really not very intimidating at all, to like legitimately, like, you can see her as this badass female character at the end. That I really think this is the movie that really broke ground for the whole idea of the Walking Dead series. Well, I know it is, because a lot of this stuff, from even the special effects and everything, which Greg Nicotero did he did the special effects in this one. All right. So I don't have the original Night of Living Dead, but I do have the original of Dawn of the Dead. And this is the big boy. This is the one with the 4K release. I believe it's 4 discs included in here. It has all the documentaries, has all the extended versions, has the original theatrical version. I don't really care to upgrade this to 4K or any of that stuff anyhow, but really great film for the whole thing of the zombie genre that George Romero was so famously known for doing. And this is probably, I think this is his quintessential best work when it comes to the whole zombie films of the Dead series. But there's another one that I'm going to mention here in a minute that it's also one of my faves. Since we did Dawn of the Dead, we got to do Day of the Dead. And this was given to me as a present from my brother. He just knew that I loved these ones. And I love that it ends up having this particular zombie on it. That I think they did a nod to this in the Walking Dead show. In fact, I know they did. That they did a whole nod to this particular one. And didn't go into any... I don't even know who any of the actors' names were in this one. But... again, for the time that it came out, this was some really great special effects, and there is the most gruesome deaths for zombies, and at least before The Walking Dead was even a thing. This put like the bar really high when it came to gory deaths, and there's a particular one in there that just it mentally scarred me for life. But that's Day of the Dead. This is not one I'm going to say is actually one of the great films, but I just wanted to mention it. It's Martin. It's actually one that most people wouldn't even know of George Romero doing. But this is a vampire film, but it changes the idea of what you would think of with vampires. It's definitely a different take on the idea with vampires, and even like how they hunt, and The ideas of what is supernatural and what is not is it's very kind of obscured, but it's an interesting film. It's not going to be for everybody, and it's not a fast-paced film. It's probably one of my least favorites, but I had heard about it and I had to get it because I wanted to have all like Romero's works at one point, and I just ended up picking it up and I watched it, and it's like one that I've never really watched more than like once now. I don't think I've even watched this copy of it more than that one time after I did get it. And I don't have any of the series, but I do have Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. This got Steve Buscemi in it. There's Christian Slater in it. There's I cannot think of the. There's a young kid in this. His brother is more well known from the series Blossom. Whoa. Yeah. Lawrence. One of the Lawrence brothers is in this, and he plays this kid who's telling these stories to a witch, basically, very much like Hansel and Gretel. And it is an anthology horror story. And I really like the creativity in this one. There's actually some really good special effects in here. James Remar is another actor who's in this. We got a few different names: Christian Slater, David Johansen, Michael Hickey, James Remar, Ray Don Chong, Julianne Moore, and Steve Buscemi. Yeah, and it's just if you like anthology horrors, and I do, I have a few different anthology horrors. I don't have like Creepshow, but Creepshow is one of those ones that I would put like in this exact same vein, that it's very much like Creepshow. But if you like Tales from the Dark Side, the TV series, which I grew up watching, this movie it's very much in that same kind of thing, that it's kind of like a Twilight Zone, but goes more to the horror side instead of like the science fiction side / fantasy. But yeah, really good one. And the last one I wanted to mention, I do not have a DVD case for this in the same kind of way, so I have to do this a different way. So I'll just show it like this. We have Land of the Dead there. And what's funny is I know I mentioned Chase on my last video, and I know that Chase, hopefully you're watching out there, man. This is a really good one too. This is also a really great one from George Romero. I believe this was the final one that he worked on directly before his passing. I think he was the actual director still on this one. This is the unrated director's cut of that as well. But with Land of the Dead, it's kind of like if you took some of the best stuff about the very Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, and you smash those two together and you put those in a film that where the zombies are a little bit more, let's say, a little smarter. They can be a little more resourceful. They get a little bit better idea on how to do things as a mob, so they're able to take over an area. And it's also a great last performance from Dennis Hopper in it too. John Leguizamo's in there. So it's got a little bit, even some comedy in there. It's a bit of action. It's a lot of great horror. Again, another one where Greg Nicotero was doing the special effects on that one too. Excellent, excellent job. There's a little bit of CGI in there, but I can really look past it in this film because there's so many real practical effects that they use in it throughout it that you're like, wow, that was, I mean, it gets really, really gruesome, but in some really creative ways. And there's a lot of other actors in there. I don't know all their names, but yeah, Land of the Dead, you got to check it out. It's definitely one that just didn't get the appreciation that it deserves. So, again, if you guys checked out this video, I appreciate it. This is just covering over a couple of George Romero's. If you guys like this, leave me a comment. Tell me if there's another director you want to see me do. I've got several directors like this. I don't have like every single film. I'm not like that. I kind of really like certain things that I like, and I'm not going to get every single film that a director has unless I know it's going to be a film that I'm going to actually want to watch. And uh, probably the biggest one will be John Carpenter's, because I have several of his with duplicate copies where I have like everything from the 4K down to the Blu-ray of the thing, and everything from the I can't think of the other ones right now off the top of my head, but it's somewhere in the near future I might do something like that. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this. I appreciate you checking it out. Chase, again, appreciate you just even giving me a shout out, and I really appreciate you coming and checking out the video and even leaving a comment. I know you're pretty busy, but I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.